Not how I envisioned the first game of this series to go. No way in hell did I envision that. I didn't think the Phillies were going to lose this game. I thought they were going to, take a nice statement. First game back at Citizens Bank Park in a little bit. A nice little homestand against an NL East coming up here with the Marlins and the Braves. And I thought, they put a nice statement out here. No, they lose in a low-scoring affair, 3-2 to the Marlins. Cristopher Sanchez, very questionable situation. I'm not sure why he gets taken out of this game in the 6th inning. I think a lot of people are talking around that, the Phillies are worried about him being overused and his innings getting up there and, maybe around his limit. I can get that. I can probably buy that. But I feel like in this game particularly, not in a 2-0 game. If the Phillies were winning 4-0, if they were winning 5-0 at that point in the game, yes, then I can understand going to the bullpen in that situation. Okay, you don't have to force Cristopher Sanchez to go any deeper into the game. I feel like you could have given him one more inning. He was only around like the 80-pitch mark. You could have let him go on at least one more. He was going good up to that point. Yeah, he allowed a couple of hits, but yes, he also gave up a couple, got out of a couple of jams. I think he deserved the much to go 6 innings in this ballgame, give himself a nice quality start. So that part right there is a little confusing for me from Rob Thompson, because, of course, instantly when you make that decision, Seranthony Dominguez, 0-2 count, allows a single, manages to get 2 outs in the inning, gets into a 2-strike count to a pinch hitter in Sanchez, and of course he leaves one hanging over the middle of the plate, and Sanchez crushes it into the bullpen. And of course, Sanchez does some loser shit running 50 feet out of the baseline, which absolutely pissed me off. I have no idea what this guy's doing. That is just some loser fucking, I don't even know what to say about it anymore. It's just loser shit. Loser shit. I don't know why. Like, I'm for, like, all the, the showboat and all that stuff, but for some reason, that pissed me off specifically. Running all that way around the baseline. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Run around the bases. You hit the home run. Just run around. You don't have to take your time running up the first baseline like that, going right next to the Phillies dugout. Wouldn't be surprised if Schwarber fucking clocked him if he got even closer to the dugout. Go on the fucking base path, dude, and run around the bases. Fucking loser. That's what I thought, at least from that point. But, and then, 2-inning Strom. 2-inning Strom, of course, doesn't work. Allows a home run to start the 8th inning to Stallings. So, and that was basically it. Not in the bottom of the 8th inning, it was the top of the 7th. Not the 8th, the 7th. But, of course, just, you had your chance to win the game in the bottom of the 7th inning. You did. You get bases loaded. Guys get on. Trey Turner can't do literally everything. He comes back from the paternity leave, hits a home run in this game, gets on a couple of times, gets a single, gets a walk, scores a run off a Bryce Harper blooper. Can't do everything with the bases loaded. So sadly, yeah, he struck out in that situation. It sucks. It does, but he can't do everything. Then they change the pitchers. Bryce Harper walks on 4 pitches. And then, the smart thing would be the very next hitter. Okay, the guy in front of me walked on 4 pitches. I should probably take a pitch to make it prove this guy that he can throw a strike. Well, not in Nick Castellanos' book. That was not in his book at all. Did not take a single pitch. He swings the first pitch. He got it off he got jammed on it or got the end of the bat on it. Whatever it was a chopper up the middle, right into the glove, and it turned into an inning-ending play. So, you taking yourself off the board right there, which is fucking annoying. Very annoying. And that was basically the game because you didn't really have any many chances the rest. Go down 1-2-3 in the 8th, and you go down 1-2-3 in the 9th. You pinch hit Pache for Marsh in the 9th, which I understand because, the Marlins put out 50 billion lefties in this game. I thought, honestly, the pitch that Pache swung at, I honestly thought Pache got it. Of course, with the way it looked like from the home plate camera. But of course, he probably got jammed a little bit, already got the end of the bat, didn't get enough of it, and it just went right into the outfield, right to the outfielder. Honestly, I thought Pache had it. I did. I know with the standings today, the Cubs lost, so you really gain none, lose none in the standings. You still have a 4-game lead on the Diamondbacks. You have a 4.5-game lead on the Marlins in the top wildcard spot, so you're still in a good position. But just can't Can't be going into this stretch of winning one, losing one, winning one, losing one. You just can't do that right now. You cannot do that right now. I know the Cubs have lost a couple of games in a row, but they can get hot at any time. The Diamondbacks are hot right now. In the Marlins, before their loss yesterday against the Dodgers, they've been hot. They've been a little bit hot. I believe they swept a 4-game series against the Nationals, and they won that series 2-3 against the Dodgers. So coming into this game, they've won 6 of 7. Now it's 7 of 8 for them. So they're a hot team coming into this, regardless of the injuries that they have to Alcantara and Soler. But this game was totally winnable. It was totally winnable. You just played right into their game where they feast in low-scoring one-run affairs. That's basically what the Marlins been feasting on the entire season. They're not going to score a bunch of runs. If you get into a one-run competition, they take a one-run lead. That's the way they're going to win. That's the way they're going to win. And now you got to win the next 2 games. You got to win the next 2 games. And no doubt these next 2 games are winnable because tomorrow, Johnny Cueto is on the mound, and by God, you should be able to hit that dude. I should expect an offensive explosion tomorrow, but I do not trust Aaron Nola as far as I can throw him. So, there's that. And then Sunday, Ranger Schwarber is on the bump. He did have a solid outing against the Brewers, but, right now you still don't know what you're getting from Ranger Schwarber every day. You don't know what the Marlins are throwing on Sunday either. So there's that. But then again, also, the rest of the city of Philadelphia is probably not going to be paying attention to Sunday because the Eagles play that day. That's, first game of the year. But you got to win these next 2 games. You got to win these next 2 games. Got to keep winning series. It's mandatory at this point. Because if you lose tomorrow, you lose the season series to the Marlins. That's what happens when you get to a slow start to the year. You got to win this series. It's mandatory. Because then you're going to be going into an even tougher series with the Braves. You got to win this. You got to win this series. I need the offense to, wake up a little bit. Because they have been, a little cold the past couple of games, especially with the situational hitting. I know they won that first game in San Diego, scoring 9 runs. But, the runners in scoring position differentials, we probably should have looked at that more. The second game, they got shut out. The last game, they scored 5 runs and won that game. They did. But also, you got to factor in the long ball. There's a little bit of situational hitting. And, the runners in scoring position just lately has not been good. Has not been good. I did see a comment in here saying the offense peaked in August. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. They're in a rut. They can get out of that rut. And I firmly believe that. Bryce Harper was in a rut for a little bit. Looks like he's starting to get out of it a little bit. Trey Turner is still Trey Turner. Right now, it's just the situational hitting that I think when they get into a little bit of a streak of getting those hits and, with runners in scoring position and all that stuff, it'll go right back to normal. So, it's just, you need to settle down, bunker down, and, maybe don't grip the bat as tightly. I feel like they're just doing that a little bit, especially, a guy like a Nick Castellanos. I think he's gripping the bat a little too tightly. Trying to do a little too much. Trying to do a little too much in that situation. I'm not going to go crazy after this game. I'm not. I don't think it's worth it. I'm definitely not going to be like, when you see Ricky Pitalico and Michael Barkin on postgame, because I feel like they just infected this fan base with idiocy with the way they react to postgames. It's just, the fact that right now this offense is in a little bit of a cold stretch. And yes, the bullpen in the past, so many weeks has been a little bit more human. But then also you got to look at the bullpen still keeping it a 1-run game with Bilotti and Soto out there on the mound. Your offense just needed to hit more. At the end of the day, you still only gave up 3 runs in this ball game. I understand the situation with Rob Thompson taking out Sanchez, but at the end of the day, you still only allowed 3 runs. Allowing 3 runs is a nice day at the office for your pitching staff. I feel like that's just escalated a little bit more because as soon as you take out Sanchez, that's when the Marlins score. Oh, boom, 2-run shot allowed by Seranthony. Boom, solo shot allowed by Strom. But look at this, bases loaded situation. Your offense doesn't come up. All these other stuff throughout the game. And you left the Marlins pitchers off the hook. So, and now, right now, Nick Castellanos, yes, is in a cold streak. And I could see right now in the chat, people are begging for Castellanos to be benched and all that crap. No. You don't bench one of your best hitters. You don't do that. You don't do that. I think he earns the right to get himself out of this slump. He slumped at some point this year, and he got himself out of it. I think we give him the benefit of the doubt to figure it out. You just don't bench the dude. You don't move him down in the lineup. You keep him where he's at, because more times than not, this lineup has worked. It has worked. He's been in a cold streak for 70 games. Dominic, that is not true. That is not true. I don't know where you're getting that stretch from. That's just a little bit of an overreaction right there. Yes, I am frustrated that he did not come up with bases loaded in that situation, but I still give the guy the benefit of the doubt with the way he has swung the bat more times than not this season to fix it. To fix it. Dominic, it hasn't been 40 games. He's been in a little bit of a rut maybe the past week. He'll figure it out. He'll get out of it. I think he deserves the benefit of the doubt. I think right now this offense deserves the benefit of the doubt. I just think so. I need to see Nick Castellanos' splits now since the All-Star break. I need to see his splits in the second half. If that, I could even see that. Maybe Baseball Reference will show it. Splits. 2023. Can I look up first half and second half? Is that a possible thing? Okay, let's see. Let's go to last 28 days. Last 28 days, okay, yeah. Batting 245, 269 on base, 388 slugging, 657. Yeah, he's in a little bit of a rut the past month. I still think he deserves the benefit of the doubt to get out of this stretch. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe he deserves the benefit of the doubt there. I firmly believe it. Yeah, his second half numbers aren't good. They aren't. First half, he batted 301. Second half, yeah, he's batting 245. So, but I still believe he deserves the benefit of the doubt. I just believe that. Gave Trey Turner the benefit of the doubt all year. Look what's happening. Now, Nick Castellanos isn't going to go on the stretch that Trey Turner is on because Trey Turner is just on a completely different planet. But I still feel Nick deserves the benefit of the doubt. I feel like he just does. Because lately Schwarber has been better. Yeah, Bryce has went into that 0 for 20 stretch, but it's Bryce Harper. You know, he gets out of it. Dude comes back from Tommy John surgery. Anything is fucking possible. Well, Tommy John surgery earlier than anything else. And I think Bryce Harper deserves all the benefit of the doubt in the world when he goes into a little bit of a struggle for that, 0 for 20 split. And yeah, Stott goes through his stretches. Bohm goes through his stretches. It's, they deserve the benefit of the doubt. That's all I say. Right now, it's the situational hitting that just isn't there. I think it will get there. I think it will. They've been playing a lot better baseball over the past. They've been the second best team in baseball since May, record-wise. The only team that's been better has been the Braves. And that's a fact. The Phillies have been a top 5, top 3 team in baseball since May, record-wise. The Phillies will be fine. Yes, this game is frustrating. They will be fine. I can completely believe they win tomorrow, despite Aaron Nola. Yeah, you heard me. I can firmly believe that the offense bounces back tomorrow. And who knows, because I will be there, maybe they will bounce back from me. They'll bounce back from me. Because I'm in the ballpark. They'll hit for me. But, yeah, right now the situational hitting just needs to be there. I think long-term the bullpen will be fine. I still think the biggest concern right now with this team is just the starting pitching. I still think the starting pitching is more of a concern than the bullpen. I just firmly believe that. I think Kimber will be fine. I think Alvarado will be fine. Sir Anthony is definitely a question mark. But Hoffman has been fine for you. Who else? Soto is very hit or miss. Bilotti had a nice outing today, but Bilotti really isn't the make or break of your bullpen. But still, yeah, the bullpen definitely does. I do feel like Sir Anthony is a huge factor for that bullpen, but still, I believe long-term wise, especially getting into the playoffs, I feel like your bullpen would be fine. It's really just the starting rotation that really worries me. Besides, like, Zack Wheeler, like really right now, who else at this point? And it's tough to even think about that at this point. It's really tough because you obviously know Game 1, Zack Wheeler in a wild card series. Aaron Nola's getting start 2 regardless of how we think about him this year. What if you go to a Game 3? Who do you trust in that situation? Do you trust Taijuan Walker? Because honestly, I don't. Do you trust Ranger Suarez? Do you trust Cristopher Sanchez? Do you trust Michael Lorenzen? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Well, Julian, the stats actually say that the Phillies are the only pitching staff since the All-Star break to average 6 innings out of their starting rotation. So, I know lately it hasn't seemed like it, but they have been. They have been. Aaron Nola, before his last start against the Milwaukee Brewers, he went 7 innings twice. Yeah, exactly. In the end, scoring 2 runs, you're not going to win most games. You're not. You allowed 3 runs today. That was a perfectly winnable ball game. Offense, and I believe the offense will hit more times than not. Today it didn't, sadly. I feel like they'll bounce back tomorrow. I feel like they'll win tomorrow. I'm still confident that they can win this series. Today is just a very frustrating showcase of the offense because you did have many chances to win the game. It's just sadly Trey Turner cannot hit in every single situation because he is human. And then Nick Castellanos, it's just, that fact right there. That's bottom of the 7th inning. That bases loaded situation. It was the game. It was the game, sadly. Sadly, it was. Looking at the lineup, Kyle Schwarber went 1 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. Trey Turner 2 for 3 with a walk and a home run. And Bryce Harper 1 for 2 with 2 walks and an RBI. Nick Castellanos 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Bryson Stott 1 for 3 with a walk. Alec Boehm 0 for 3 with a walk. JT 0 for 4, so obviously his road and home splits are clearly obvious there. It does not make sense at all with JT Realmuto. He's a god on the road, but some reason at Citizens Bank Park, he can't hit for shit. I does not understand it. I know someone brought up that he has kids, and when he's away from the kids, he's better, so I don't know what that describes. Have him as a father? I don't know. Brandon Marsh 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Pache eventually pinched hit for him in the 9th. Did not do anything in there, and Rojas went 0 for 3. But he made some nice defensive plays out there in center field. Basically right here, runners in scoring position, 1 for 9. 1 for 9. Left on base, 8 people. Looking at the pitching staff, Cristopher Sanchez, 5 innings, 4 hits allowed, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts on 82 pitches. I do believe he could have gone 1 more. I believe he should have. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 19 pitches, 12 strikes. Had a chance to get out of the inning. Of course, he just left one right in the middle of the plate to Sanchez. So 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Matt Strahm, 1 1/3, 1 hit, 1 earned run, which was the solo shot, 1 walk on 20 pitches. Bilotti had a solid inning, 14 pitches, 1 strikeout. And Gregory Soto had a dominant inning in the 9th, 1 strikeout on 13 pitches. Offense. That's basically it. Allowed 3 runs. Should have scored more. It's bottom line. I want to see if there's anything here from Rob Thompson. I don't think there is. I don't think anyone's posted about his decision with Cristopher Sanchez. I don't think I've seen that on Twitter. Because I did see him on postgame talking about something, but I don't think there has been anything there. Don't think there is. Cristopher Sanchez needs to start inflicting pain on his teammates. Oh God, we're talking about inflicting violence now, Sean. Yeah, if we're looking at tomorrow, Aaron Nola against Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto, 37 years old. Feel like he's been in the league for 50,000 years. He's 1-3 with a 5.54 ERA. It's not good. It's not good. His last 5 starts, 5 innings against Washington, 3 earned runs, 2 homers allowed. 5 1/3 innings against Houston, 4 earned runs, 2 homers allowed. 5 innings against the Reds, 3 homers allowed. And 3 runs allowed, 2 homers again. So he's allowed 6 home runs in his last 3 games. Then 6 innings against the Phillies, 4 earned runs. And then 6 innings, he's going to go 5 innings probably. He's going to give up runs. It's up to your starting pitching. Your starting pitching has to shut it down. Aaron Nola needs to have a good game tomorrow. Your offense needs to have a good game tomorrow. That's bottom line there. So, you gotta. Cueto pitched okay against us earlier. Well, he still lost that game because Michael Lorenzen was amazing. That was his Phillies debut. Now, granted, Michael Lorenzen has not been the same since his no-hitter, but still, Cueto lost that game. So, he's beatable. He is completely beatable. Then Aaron Nola tomorrow. We all know what happened his last start against the Brewers. Was not good. And that's just to say the least. Was not good. He's got a 4.55 ERA, 12-9. His last couple of starts here. 4 2/3 against the Brewers. 7 earned runs. Then he went 7 against the Cardinals. No earned runs there. 7 against the Giants, 2 earned runs. 5 against the Blue Jays. 5 against the... So what are we going to get from Aaron Nola tomorrow? Are we going to get 7-inning Aaron Nola? Or are we going to get 5-inning Aaron Nola and a couple of earned runs? What's it going to be? Because it feels like that's all Aaron Nola is at this point. Because I'm looking at his starts. It's basically 7 innings or nothing. Basically at this point. Like he really hasn't been consistently 6 innings for a little bit here. The last time Aaron Nola was consistently 6 innings in his starts was a stretch from April 16th to June 22nd. That's when he averaged 6 innings at least in all of his games. Then you go to a little bit in June. No, that's July, actually, where he averaged a couple of 7-inning, 6-inning performances. It's really lately when he really hasn't been able to do that besides those 2 starts at the end of August. So which version of Nola are we going to get? I have no idea. I have completely no idea. Could not tell you, guys. Could not tell you. Also, is the game going to get played tomorrow with the weather that's supposed to be this weekend? I also have no idea there. That's a good question as well, Amadeo. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Let's see what the weather is. So we got a severe thunderstorm warning overnight, it looks like. Severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like it's going to be tomorrow as well. Let's see. Saturday, 88 degrees, 64% chance of rain. At nighttime, mostly cloudy, a stray shower, a thunderstorm, so it looks like most of the rain is going to be in the afternoon. But Sunday, it's supposed to rain as well, all day. And Monday, too. So, oh, joy, that's nice. Monday with a doubleheader, and it's supposed to rain. Joy. Joy. Definitely excited for that. Ay. Just an annoying game. That's basically what it is. A very annoying game. Very, 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 very annoying. We'll see, though. We'll see what happens. Let me get to the Anytime hotline. We do have a voicemail here. So you can leave those at 215-839-9885. Your thoughts and opinions here. Anything on Philadelphia sports. You got Phillies, you got Eagles this Sunday, eventually Flyers. Do we talk Sixers in their dumpster fire? I don't know. But let's put on the voice line so I can shut up. So you stop having to hear my voice for a little bit.
Okay, David, you're probably listening in or in the stream, so let's get it out of the way. It's going to be all negative tonight. Not an ounce of positive. Bullpen for the Phillies sucked. Bullpen for the Marlins dominant. Phillies couldn't lay a bat on those guys. Situational hitting for the Phillies, terrible. I got the Marlins feed, and even their announcers are basically calling Nick Castellanos as dumb as a box of rocks. Is there an obligatory rule that the guy has to swing the bat on pitches from the on-deck circle in? For the love of God, Harper gets walked on 4 pitches, none of them even close, and you swing at the first one and hit a blinker to shortstop. Dumb son of a bitch. And finally, once again, and we can go over this every game seemingly, home plate umpire played a role in this game. That home run that Trey Turner hit in the first inning should have been a 2-run homer. But a pitch that's 10 feet away all of a sudden is called a strike. You let the Marlins off the hook, and with Aaron Nola pitching tomorrow, dare I say, we're going to be fighting not to get swept come Sunday.
Sean already has it penciled in for a loss tomorrow. I disagree with that. I think they're going to win because I'm going to be there tomorrow. So hopefully I didn't just, going to knock on wood here to make sure that I'm not the one to blame. But I think at the end of the day, Sean will blame me. But, yeah. Honestly, I completely forgot about the home plate umpire in this game. Yeah, he was bad. I completely forgot about that Schwarber bat in the beginning. Bad. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. It was bad. Just was. What are you going to do? First game in the trash, bounce back tomorrow. That's all you can do. Let's get to the live feed here. I see a lot of you guys frustrated. When has the second inning of Strom ever worked? Really, the only time it's ever worked was when they swept Tampa Bay, and they really needed him in those extra innings. That was really the only time it worked. Castellanos. This loss is on the manager. If I was the owner, the manager would be fired. The bullpen, the moves, you don't fire a manager in September, dude. You don't do that. That would be terrible as an owner. Terrible look. Let's see. Yeah, just awful. 0 runs against this crappy Marlins bullpen, and this great. Yep. Yes. Yeah, they got to win the series. That's all you can say. Division record is terrible, and I believe they're 15. Yeah, they do play a lot of games. No excuse, Julian. Doesn't matter if they've been sucking against division this year. They got to win the games that are in front of them. It shouldn't matter against who they're facing. Well, technically they are separated a little bit from in the wild card spot. They lead the Cubs by 2 games. They lead the Diamondbacks by 4, and I think they're up on the Marlins by 4.5. Yeah, it's not the biggest lead in the world, but it's still a nice little cushion. Because at any given moment, these teams could go in a slump too. When you're in this spot in the wild card, yeah, you do control your own destiny, but sometimes it is nice to get some help from the other teams that are around you. And if I look at the Marlins' schedule going towards the end of the year to see who they're playing after all this, let me see. They got a 4-game series against Milwaukee after this Phillies series. They got a 3-game series in Atlanta. They play Milwaukee again. But then, yes, their schedule does even up a little bit, too, against the Mets and the Pirates. So they still got a tough schedule to finish off the year. If I look at the Cubs, I believe their schedule is even a little bit tougher. I think they play the Brewers a few times, if I'm not mistaken. If I look at the Cubbies. Yeah, they're playing Arizona, and currently they lost the first 2 games against them. They play Arizona again in another week. And then to close out the year, they have 6 games against Atlanta and Milwaukee. So that's a tough stretch, but also, yes, mixed in. They played Colorado twice in the Pirates. So that's a little bit of a break for them. If I look at the Diamondbacks, their schedule the rest of the year, I'm not sure how that goes, though. Let's see what the Diamondbacks are doing. They play after Chicago. Yeah, 4-game series against the Mets. 3 games against Chicago again. 2 games against San Francisco. 3 games against the Yankees. 3 games against the White Sox. And 3 games against the Astros to close out the year. So a pretty mixed schedule for them. So, yeah. That's basically all that's looking in the wild card race. Because if I'm looking at some of the other teams that are just around it, the Reds I don't believe in. The Giants are fading out of existence. The Padres are done. The Mets are done. That's basically it. Right now, it's a 4-team race because I don't believe in the Reds. If I look at the Reds' schedule, because they're I believe they just lost to the Cardinals. Yeah, they just lost to the Cardinals. So even though they did win a series against Seattle, they lost the first game to the Cardinals. Yeah, their schedule is definitely probably the easiest out of the bunch. Detroit, Mets, Twins, Pirates, Guardians, Cardinals. Yeah, their schedule is definitely easier out of the bunch, but the Reds, at the end of the day, they got no pitching. They got 0 pitching. So it's going to be tough for them, regardless of who they're facing, without pitching. It's the Phillies' spot to lose. It's the Phillies' spot to lose. And sometimes, yeah, you got to rely on teams that are around you to lose when you're in this position. The Phillies will bounce back. I firmly believe they will. This loss is very frustrating. I get it. I'm frustrated as much as you are with this loss. I think if they bounce back the next 2 games, this game is thrown under the hay side. Basically it. Seen as a blip on the radar. You win this series, you move on to the Braves. That's all you could do. That's all you could do. Quick memory. Quick memory. That's all you can have. And I'm sure that's what they're expressing in the clubhouse. Quick memory. Okay, boys. Let them off the hook. Get back at it tomorrow. Get back at it tomorrow. Hey, Knowles, we need you tomorrow. We're going to do our best to score some runs, but we need you to show up tomorrow. Come on, Knowles. Come on, Knowles. Got to do it. Got to do it. Wow, I thought I was the only one who thought the way with the with the way I described Patalico and Barkan on how they inflict the Philadelphia fan base with stupidity, with the way Barkan reacts after games. Yo, yeah, no doubt. I think Sanchez should have got 1 more inning. Yes. People here, listen to Scott. Listen to Scott. Scott is the wise one here. It's called baseball. The offense will be okay. Sometimes you go through a little bit of a stretch where your offense just doesn't hit. But lately, over the past month and a half, your offense has been hitting more times than not. Okay? They're in a little bit of a rut. They'll get out of it. They'll get out of it. I firmly believe that. They've shown me way too much over the past month and a half to where they're not, just going to die for the last few weeks. I just don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. I understand we have trust issues in September because of last year and just, all the years they sucked. But I still believe this team is different in this month. I do. I believe this version of the Phillies are different. 1 loss is not going to make me change my mind. The more pressure on Nola, the worse he performs. That definitely is true. Sergeant Gibby, that definitely is true. Nola does not have balls of steel like Jeff Hoffman does, because Jeff Hoffman has balls of steel. Aaron Nola does not. Guaranteed Marlins had 2 bombs off Nola. Think about it. We lost on a game-winning home run to Jacob Stallings. Is Stallings even hitting 200? Let's see. No. He's hitting better than Kyle Schwarber, though, batting average-wise. 198. Nicky C has no play discipline. Are you shocked? Are you shocked he's never had play discipline? He's a guy that's a very aggressive hitter, but it's worked for him over his career. Today it didn't. Nick Castellanos swung at the first pitch in every at-bat. He probably had dinner reservations. Oh, God. Oh, God, you guys. You guys crack me up. You guys crack me up. Still, 14 games above 500. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I feel like I'm getting a sense of worry from everyone here. Sit back. Relax. I'm going to the game tomorrow. Enjoy your Saturday. Don't let the Phillies ruin your day. They'll win tomorrow. I firmly believe they'll win tomorrow. If they don't, and then that's another story. But I do believe they win tomorrow. I just do. I do believe that. So that's where we're going to stand. That's where we're going to stand. So that'll do it for tonight, everybody. I appreciate you all joining the live streams as always. So do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. One more question here. Off topic, can you punt for the Birds of Sunday if needed? No, I cannot. No, I cannot. If I try to do that, my legs will probably give out. My legs will probably get out. They'll probably give out. So, no, Sean, I can't do that. But yes, thank you for joining the streams as always. Don't forget to leave the comment. Don't forget to drop a like. It does me great with the algorithm. Makes people make sure they see my videos. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also does me great with the YouTube algorithm. It makes the algorithm think that I'm actually a good channel. So join the TTP Sports family if you're new and everything like that. I appreciate you for it. Also use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you guys for joining tonight.